What's up guys, Specstar here today with my team builder for my 4th battle of the NPL tournament. I'm going up here against Dai and it's a must-win situation for me. He's got himself a team that you can see below consisting of Mew, Manaphy, Mega Pinsir, Arcanine, Z Cobalion, Z Kyurem, Rotom Mo, Donphan, Aromatisse, and Leavanny. So, immediately some of the Pokemon that most popped out as a threat to me are Mew, which is particularly annoying to my team. I have some things I can do to deal with it, but it is very annoying for me. Pinsir is always a threat if you don't prepare for it properly. Cobalion and Kyurem are both particularly threatening to my team, although the Z is not really making Kyurem more of a threat, but it definitely is making Cobalion more of a threat. So I am going to look at my team now. I'm starting off here with Choice Specs Latios. I've got enough speed to cover the entirety of his team. Latios is faster than what he's got, barring Scarf, which I imagine there will be some of. I've got Draco Meteor on this thing, which basically hits his team incredibly hard. Does the most damage to Mew. Shadow Ball is there in case Mew wants to be annoying and it's out of Draco range and it wants to roost, because if it does take a Draco, it roosts up and it easily takes more. So Shadow Ball allows me to prevent the thing from being able to roost on this. Psychic is a spammable move that A, doesn't drop my special attack, and B, hits things like Aromatisse and Cobalion. And Thunderbolt, it hits things like Pinsir accurately, Manaphy, which is important, and I think that's the primary part of it, actually. So, I've got nothing too special in the EVs. I've just got max special attack, enough speed for its team, and a little bit of HP. Next up here, I've got Heatran, and my Heatran's somewhat interesting, but also a little bit not. I've got enough speed on this thing that I trigger Sticky Web, and then after getting in Sticky Web, I am faster than a no-speed Mew. That's the particulars of my speed investment, and the rest is just modest max special attack with HP investment. I want this thing to be able to hit as hard as possible. Nothing too strange on this thing, but one of the interesting points is I have both Overheat and Flamethrower on this. And Flamethrower is explained a little bit later with my Giraffe rig, but basically Flamethrower is a move where I can baton pass boost to this Pokemon and continue to click it, whereas Overheat is just doing the most damage if I just want to get this thing in to hit and run. So next up here, I've got my Crocodile, and I've got these, I believe it's the exact same speed that Heatran's hitting, just to let me outspeed a Mew after Sticky Web with my Scarf if it's no speed. Nothing too special about Earthquake and Knockoff. Rock Slide is going to let me hit Pinsir. Superpower is going to let me hit his Kyurem. And I have got, on this set, I'm running Moxie instead of Intimidate, which I don't usually do. I generally like Intimidate, but it is threatening to him with Moxie. There is a potential that if he brings the right Pokemon, I can kind of get him in position to win by clicking Knock Off, or even Earthquake if Pinsir's gone and he didn't bring Rotom Mo for some reason. But it does have the potential to win with Moxie, and that's why I wanted to have it over Intimidate, even though I generally think Intimidate's a more useful ability on this Pokemon. So, next up I've got my Electros, and I am max physical defense on this thing. Maybe just move this all the way down. I am max physical defense on this thing, and that is because this is what I have for Pinsir. This is my best answer to Pinsir. It also helps me a little bit with Cobalion, but mostly it's here for Pinsir. I've got both Thunderbolt and Volt Switch, depending on my needs at the moment. There are some Pokemon that are going to make me want the advanced power of Thunderbolt, which is why I've got it there. U-turn is just get me out, no resistance. I want to pivot. I don't want to have to predict between the move that hits Donphan and the move that pivots me out. And speaking of the move that hits Donphan, that would be Giga Drain. Just to make sure that the Pokemon he has that does take my electric moves is not walling this Pokemon and I'm able to beat it. So next up here, I've got my Hitmonchan, and this is a weird set, a little bit, isn't it? I've got my HP and defense investment so that after Stealth Rocks, I'm able to take a non-boosted all-out pummeling from Gaballion, and that's to make sure if the thing wanted to be Dual Dance, which against my team may not be the most realistic, but it is very scary against the composition of 6 Pokemon I wound up bringing. But if it sets up a Rock Polish, I can come in on the thing and with my attack investment for sure KO it with close combat into Mach Punch. Rock Tomb of course makes it so Pinsir doesn't have a free switch in on this. It also is a little bit annoying to certain variants of Mew if they want to switch in on it. And lastly here, I didn't mention why Assault Vest and a special defense investment. And that is mostly because of Kyurem, which not too much else really deals with that greatly. It is nice to have this thing there to help me deal with Kyurem a little bit. And lastly, I have got my Giraffe, because it is time to free Giraffe and show this mon's power. Brought it against Coffin. It did a little bit, but not enough to show the world that this Pokemon is slept on. So we're going for round 2 and trying to prove it again. And it's basically just a Calm Mind Pass set, a bulky Calm Mind set pass. Reason it's bulky with Wish Protect is because the Pokemon it sets up on are Pokemon that I'm hoping aren't doing too much damage on it. I'm thinking it may have the potential to wall certain variants of Arcanine, certain variants of Mew, potentially might be able to set up on a certain kind of Kyurem if it was like a sub Ice Beam, Earth Power, Roost set with more bulk investment than power investment. Potentially some kind of Donphans or Aromatisse, which is a little bit more likely, I think. And that is why I've got a bulky pass Giraffe. The reason I am passing Calm Minds with this set is because Calm Mind, it is the best move that allows... Latios is one of the things. I don't feel like I really need the extra power of the plot. Considering the damage output they already have, I think it's better for me to get the special defense, which also lets Girafarig set up more easily on certain things. But with the Calm Mind, it helps Heatran better deal with Manaphy, and it helps it better deal with Kyurem if it is some kind of bulky sub-Earth Power set, which I think it very well may be if it does come. And I can pass to that, and that's why Heatran's Flamethrower, because if I set up some Calm Minds and pass them to Heatran, there's a real potential that Heatran is able to sweep his team, and that's one of the conditions I'm playing towards with this set. Again, as I mentioned, it also helps with Latios since it is faster than his team, bar any potential Scarfers there may be. So, that is going to be my team here. Just to do a little recap, I've got my Specs Latios, my Scarf Heatran, my Scarf Moxie Crocodile, my Physically Defensive Eel, my Assault Vest Weird Invested Hitmonchan, and my Baton Pass Girafarig. So, if you're watching this video, I'm not exactly sure right now, because I'm going to be on vacation from the 7th to the 15th, and I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to disperse out my videos, so I don't know if the battle is going to be the next day or the day after, but it shouldn't be too long after this, I hope. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Have yourselves a good night.